It's been a
Just
week,
as
right?
the reappraisals went out, yeeks.
Oh, I mean, you also had the week of pink sheets.
Will the phone ring then?
But
Once the appraisals go out?
Oh, it's been ringing nonstop.
ringing nonstop. I hang up and it rings again. I hang up, it rings again.
Okay, so we are going to call the meeting to order and we are live recording. Updates to the agenda. I have the back street pump station, the 105 curb cut, the reservoir leak, and the past due accounts and payment plans. Anything else?
I'd like to add an executive session
For what reason?
on the grounds that premature public knowledge would put the town at a disadvantage.
It's for a contract,
I was gonna say, like,
Possible
Okay.
contract, but
possible
Okay.
contract.
that's what I was looking for. Anything else? You guys got anything?
Yeah, I just brought in the week of May 7th Chronicle. And it's just gonna take me a
2025?
2025. And in that Chronicle, as of a special meeting held on April 30th to hear from two task forces, the council voted to approve a hefty increase in Newport's water and sewer rates. Water and sewer rates will jump 36%, starting with September's bill, and sewer rates will go up 27%. I just wanted to go on record that other towns are having bigger problems than ours. And that's a hefty increase. So what increases that we have incurred this year is astronomically a lot less what some towns,
Yes, it is.
what some towns are facing. And that was in the May 7th Chronicle.
My hope is that we could do small increases over time rather than
I
get
do-
behind it, like stay
That's-
ahead of it.
That's
I
why
do
we're
want to
doing
get-
5-year budgeting now, is to try and plan for that kind of thing so that we're looking ahead.
I do want to move forward on the agenda, though, for Back Street, for Mr. Lemire to,
Okay, hold on, we got it. Wait, believe it or not, we still have to say public comment. No. Now you can go to Backstreet.
in order to finish repairing the road on Route 105. We have to move ahead now on the Back Street backflow preventer valves. We need to vote tonight on the quote that was given to us to move forward so that we can get that job done and then repair the road. Because if we repair the road now, we could damage the road while we're doing this project. So
And then
Did we
after
get an updated bid?
do we have a
yes,
bid?
we did. Zach was supposed to be here this evening, but it was in the vicinity of $23,000. I don't have the exact figure.
to do exactly what?
To repair the pipes from the wet well to the dry well and replace the backflow preventer valves, which are not operating correctly. Because every time the pumps start, that's a force main. Every time the pumps start and they pump it up the hill towards the housing project there off of Mountain Street, when the pumps stop, a lot of flow comes back down into the wet well. So the backflow preventer valves have to be replaced.
But the bid doesn't include any paving work on the street.
No. That's gonna be, the paving work is because of the emergency work that we had to do there. Because the line broke. We had a leak.
So he's trying to get the backflow prevention thing ahead of the curb cut. But without a copy of that bid, we can't move forward. And I haven't gotten a copy by email. Nothing was sent to my email. And if Mike doesn't have a copy and Joel doesn't have a copy and do you have a copy?
No,
Okay, then we're on hold with it because without a copy of that bid,
well, Zach told me he was gonna be here this evening.
maybe he'll make it here a little bit later and we can circle back to it.
Okay. But I just wanted to let you know that we've got to move forward on this as soon as we get the bid from Zach.
And is that related to these two These
Yes.
invoices here?
Those
Okay.
were old invoices from Mr. Lemire. I just wanted to confirm, along with Zach, that we didn't pay for any of that work on the previous bid when we replaced the pumps. And nothing to do with those invoices had anything to do with the backflow preventer valves.
So for those people asking on the Route 105 curb cut, the answer to that is as soon as we get the back street situation taken care of, we can then schedule that to be taken care of, correct?
Yes.
Because we had several people asking about that. Okay, so do we want to move to the reservoir leak? We'll do all the updates first and then we'll go to the regular stuff.
And
Reservoir-
Zach has an answer for
I
that.
think we have some feet.
There he is.
Well, we'll get through here and come back to that. Do you want, or do we want to do that now?
We can, what,
Do you want to talk to us about the backstreet backflow prevention quote? He's like, can I breathe first?
Yeah, so, let me see, with that. I went through all the old invoices from Phil Laramie. We did not pay for those. So I ended up getting a quote from him that was $25,330. Something, it's in that ballpark. Curious if he ended up sending it to. Still down at the wastewater plant. So it's $25,000 roughly. And then with that, all of those valves are also about 8 weeks out. I don't know what it would be to get it approved, whether you guys have to see the actual invoice itself.
I think we have to see the quote, don't we?
I mean, I would think you would want to, as a board, that you'd want to approve that. I mean, you'd want to, I mean, right now, nobody on the board has seen it, but
Yeah.
And what we can do
it's
is
not like
we
it's
can-
it's not like it's a $500 bill, you know, a $25,000 bill, somebody
big
should be
one.
reviewing.
if you can get it to us by email, I can zap it out. If you can get it to me by email, I can zap it out to everybody, or Mike by email.
Okay.
They can zap it out to everybody and we can schedule a 30-minute quick call one and just to discuss and approve it. So it's 8 weeks out.
For those bits and pieces, yep.
So what concerns me obviously is, I mean, I know I've personally had a bunch of people come to me. The select board had somebody asking about the curb cut. And I know the state wants it fixed. Can you communicate that with them, that it's gonna be at least
I have.
probably, okay,
I've talked with Robbie about it. He's understanding.
okay, that's what I wanna make sure is that we've got everything covered, okay.
Does any of this disturb that? That's already been dug up? Does it?
I know it shouldn't, because we're only going
Wet well to dry well.
as far as the valves and stuff being replaced.
Yeah. Does it disturb?
Where it has to be paved.
Correct.
So unfortunately, I don't know where that new pipe starts, because I was down in the hole not taking pictures. So I don't know whether it starts 2 feet before the blacktop or 2 feet into the blacktop, and it really kind of pissed me off if we went through and paved everything, made it look beautiful, and then have to cut, 4 feet out.
Yeah, if the state's okay with it and we've been communicating with them. I can't remember the guy's name who was emailing me back when it first happened, but I will shoot him an email as well, just to make
Yep.
sure that they're aware.
Yep.
And I'll copy you in on it.
Perfect.
So then you'll get the price to Mike.
Yeah, I can ship that straight from the
Yeah,
from the facility email straight to Mike.
And then what you could, can you call us, Mike, or email us and we
I
can email you
can,
back?
and trying to think, do I have the authority to approve that? If they've approved a
Passwords.
like a top line item number that, they wouldn't go over 26,000. If I have everybody, can I approve that? I mean, I know I have a $5,000 limit if it's not in the budget.
I think our best bet is to, because you can warn a special meeting 24 hours.
Yep.
Once we get that, warn that meeting immediately and I'm sure there'll be a time, even during the daytime, I can take a quick 5-minute call just to read through it, call to order and do that. And I can do that right from home. And that way we
set it up
cover
as Zoom,
all our
because if it's during the
bases.
day, we could do it as a Zoom meeting because Teresa could be there for the in-person if somebody wanted to come in person.
We warn it for like 24 hours from now.
Well, if they want to do it during the
Select
day,
board
it'd be-
meeting.
Like when-
Oh, look at that. Okay. Yeah, understood.
You can warn her for 4:30. That's gonna be a stretch for me.
no,
to
we
get down
can't.
at
It's not
4:30.
24 hours.
Oh, you're right.
Mhm.
So we'd have to do it Thursday.
We could do it Thursday morning.
Okay,
What do I have on Thursday morning? Is something that, nope, that's Wednesday morning. Thursday morning. What time do we want to do that at? I have a call from 9 to 10 on Thursday morning. I know that.
It's up to you guys.
8 o'clock.
Okay. Will you be here by 8 o'clock, Teresa? She's like, yep, I don't know what your hours are. You won't be in the gym, will you?
No, not in the gym. Why would I be in the gym?
Isn't Thursday start?
I don't have to do that.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you would have to be there or not.
Those time,
I
yeah.
forgot to email him. Shit.
Forgot what?
I forgot that he wanted to know about tables and chairs down there, and they
Oh,
sent me
yeah,
that
I've been
last
talking
night. I
to him.
completely forgot. Huh?
I've been talking to him and that's all settled.
Oh, good.
8 a.m. Thursday.
I just have to think, oh, I forgot to email him back this morning.
Okay, so we've got that.
And then the Gray's paving bid, I have that on my phone. That'll be $11,900.
Why don't you just email that to me with the other
Email
one?
it.
I can do them both at the same time. That way they all have
That's
the
better
actual.
than the first quote we got of, what was it, 18,000?
I think it was honestly a little more than that.
And will that be valid for all the way out 8 weeks plus?
I talked with Mike Gray and he's understood and
Okay.
understanding of it.
Okay.
Um,
Want to make sure there's no
Mike,
like.
what's
this is
your
only valid for
what's your
30.
email address?
Mike at brightonvt.gov.
Okay. Anything else on those two? Reservoir leak update. I understand we found some water.
We found
Yes, yeah.
a lot of water. That. Oh, so with that one, went behind Wayland Lord's house, which he's expanding into the bank, and that bank literally looks like a freaking waterfall coming down. And through the bank, it looks like a rainforest back there. So taking a sample, a chlorine residual sample, it came back pink. So I was like, okay, well, we've got chlorine in there. Everything worked out good. All of the signs, everything matched to we have a leak. Even the groundwater, as you know, you kind of dig around and kind of start pinpointing it, matched up perfectly. Everything looked really, really good. I was not under the understanding that when you throw a chlorine reagent packet into water, naturally it turns pink after a certain amount of time. So we ended up not having a leak, and it was just groundwater. But everything pointed to a leak.
So we haven't found the water.
No. So with us poking around back there, we did find a valve that they installed in 1987 that was never put onto the plans. We ended up shutting that off completely throughout the weekend, and that reservoir did not drop. And that is after the vault, which indicates to us that the automatic valves themselves inside that vault are leaking. They are butterfly valves, and they're not, we think that they're not shutting all the way. So it's allowing for a garden hose amount to be trickling by.
So the liner's gonna fix a problem, but not all the problems.
Correct.
And we have another problem to fix. Okay,
And the liner, I did talk to our engineer. They are working on the engineering scope and talking with all the vendors, and they're hoping to go have bid documents ready sometime next month. I told them that needs to be like imperatively get finished.
okay. Past due accounts and payment plans.
So we're working on updating some of the finances. So I don't have a report for you tonight. I tried working on that earlier today, and there's too much stuff that's not entered that needs to be entered before that's going to work. I did review, who has made payments on payment plans, and some of them are doing, and actually some of the ones that I didn't think would are paying. So
Are we able to, because obviously there's a next step in the process.
yes.
Like if they made a payment plan and they're not keeping it, in terms of the payment plan was we shut you off.
Yep.
Do we shut it off automatically or do they get another pink letter?
No, it's
No,
already- they've
that
already
actually-
been shut off, haven't they?
No. I mean, if people came in and made a payment arrangement, we did not shut them off.
No, but the ones that didn't.
Right, those have already been shut off.
Yes, those were all
Right.
shut off.
But the ones who made payment arrangements, if they're not keeping their payment arrangement, they're also supposed to be shut off. So I know we don't have a list right now, but can we make the authorization that once we have that finalized to take that next step?
Yes, you guys
Or-
can.
And we don't need to send another letter?
We do not for that. They've already been warned, and they agreed when they signed their agreement that if they failed to make the payment, they were shut off. And we've already allowed, because those payment arrangements were all due by the 14th, would have been 30 days. So anybody who's late's already got, a week lead time. And by the time we actually get the list done by next week, they're going to have 2 weeks lead time where they could have made the payment. We wouldn't have shut them off. But, I'm kind of thinking, if they haven't made an effort by June 1st, off with their head.
Well, off of their water,
And then
not their head.
there is no option for a payment arrangement. It is
No, they have to
you
pay in full.
or it's off. I mean,
So
we
we all-
don't have a lot. I mean, we collected a lot of it really did
Yeah.
work.
Yeah,
And-
yeah.
But the thing is that, okay, June 1st, we need to be sending out the next batch of pink notices for people that have not paid from the
So-
last bill.
When does the next bill get printed?
Sometime in June, isn't it, Teresa?
Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
usually right around the 10th, right?
Okay, so
Don't print this until I make sure I actually got all the rates.
we
up
gotta
there.
have the new rate.
Double check. I think one of them I didn't fix yet.
So the first thing that we need to do is we need to have someone to make the motion to authorize the shut off of anyone who was on a payment arrangement who did not make their payment by June 1st, effective that day. Right? Who wants to make
can,
that
yeah.
motion? Mark's making it. Bruce seconding it. All in favor?
All right.
Aye. So we will give you the list for June 1st-ish.
Yeah.
Now, once that's done with, when do we go into the next step?
After the July billing is due.
Yeah, after
Then
the
we
next
send it
bill
out
is
again.
due, we send it out again and do the same thing all over again.
Well,
Oh, he
Not
wants to
they-
know about collection.
Oh.
about the ones that haven't been paying and they haven't paid
And they're shut off.
and they're shut off.
Tax sale.
then we should start the next step.
And that's the whole tax sale thing, right?
That is correct.
Okay. Do you?
Letters should have to be mailed out and they have a year. They have a year
Right,
by law to,
but we get our money immediately from the sale.
Yeah, but
Not-
you need to talk to the delinquent tax collector before you launch this, because this is gonna go through the delinquent tax collector, not you guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna,
When they have a tax sale.
yeah, I'm gonna
Or
say, I
uncollected.
will go talk, I will set up a time to go talk to her. And set that process.
and if you need any guidance on the steps, the town of Derby, the town of Derby. This is what the process that they follow. And she said she'd be more than helpful to give you an attorney's name that handles all this stuff. He sends out a letter, it's official. And she says, you'd be amazed how many people come in running and pay their bill when they get that letter.
I'm saying, I know
But she said she'd be very to be helpful for you.
okay, I will get a hold of Tara, and then I know the town does have somebody that handles their tax sale.
Yes, and she said that she could
I
give
thought
you
we
the
got a new
phone and
person.
phone number and the
We have to
town of
have a
Newport does the same thing.
For
There's
taxes.
she started naming a bunch of them and I don't remember them all. I do remember Newport, the town of Newport and the town of Derby Center and that they all do it.
I will get the information from our tax collector to do that. Anything else on that one? Wastewater treatment facility update.
We start sludge removal on Tuesday.
Yay! I get the bottle of champagne.
You know it. At some point when they start the building, we are going to be having a official groundbreaking with the little gold shovels and all that stuff. So
Can we serve cupcakes with
Turds on 'em?
turds on them?
That'd be pretty cool.
well, Joel's the one who stopped and they wanted to have the little shovel thing next week, and he's like, "No, we're not going to have a groundbreaking when they're going to be pumping sludge."
I'm gonna get somebody who will make.
Now they're gonna have a machine there for dewatering, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, they've got all their stuff there.
That's I'd like to say.
So this thing is actually finally like seeing progress from all the work that's been done over the last 6 years.
Contracts have been signed, a notice to proceed has been issued.
They're
Holy
working on the
smokes.
fancy sign that goes up with our logo and all the other funders' logos and all that crap on it.
I was wondering if we were gonna get one of those.
Oh yeah,
Gonna keep our original.
big price
part, too.
tag on it too.
Anything else on that then? No? How about the water treatment update?
Yeah, let me see, where are we at with that? We're seeking some reimbursement funds. We've been allowed to do that for step one, some extra money. Step two is gonna get underway.
We
Final.
do have a new engineer working on. Well, he's an old engineer, but
Nate
back.
Peon worked with us when Marty was here, worked with Marty a lot, everything. He was, we liked him. He worked well with us. So, we'll see where that goes.
Okay. Any other business?
I did spend some time, went to a couple of places in Newport for equipment, generator, trash pump, all the stuff that we need to put into our construction trailer. One showed interest, and that was Newport Rental. They gave us 10% off on all the stuff that we listed. And if the bill is paid within, it's an added 2% off besides. So I spent a couple hours there going over the stuff that we were looking at. And so Zach and I have to go over this list, but just to let you know that we are moving forward on this. One of the quotes was like $3,000 for all the small miscellaneous stuff, for hose, for the trash pump, the smaller stuff. And the big stuff right now is around that's why we need to go over the list, is going to be around 15,000. And that includes a brand new vibratory plate that you don't have to pull on it. It automatically moves forward. You flip the handle over, it comes back, so nobody gets hurt running the machine. Gas 2-inch trash pump, electric pumps, and situations where we'd have to keep one going all night or something like that. All the hoses, new shovels, loom rake, which I know you don't have. So we're gonna go over the list together, but that's the vicinity of what we're talking about, just to let you know.
And did you,
Is that within what you guys approved for a budget for this? Because if not, you're going to need to make a new motion on that too, if you're going to buy all that stuff.
I was
Because
gonna say, I don't
know
think
what
we've
you-
actually approved a budget yet because we're just
Okay.
still getting numbers.
Yeah, the only thing that we approved originally was the trailer.
Okay.
Have we, did you get anywhere with the place in Johnson?
I haven't even had time to
Okay.
call them yet.
Because we're gonna want, a purchase that big, we're gonna want, sadly, at least to try to get. And you said you've already spoke with a couple others.
They weren't interested.
How many others? One, two,
Two.
okay.
So
Just
this is
document-
this is the,
You need to document who they are.
Yeah, we need to
Okay.
document who they are.
I'll let you know that. But they just didn't want to take the time,
Yep,
and
as long as we
Newport, and I
attempt
kind of
it.
like Newport Rental because they can service what they sell.
Yeah, and
That's a big item right there.
but we just need to make sure that we document that we tried to contact A company, we tried to contact
Yep.
B company. And this is where we go with C company. And then we can move forward
And-
from there.
Zach, after we go over this list, then you can make copies of this list of what the stuff is
Yeah.
without the pricing.
Yep.
And the letterhead, and send that to that company and see if they'll give you a price.
Yep.
Where are
Or
you gonna park this rig when you have it?
At my house,
As of right now, it's being parked up at let me see, the trench box and the trailer are both up at the south filter plant off to the side because there's absolutely no room down at the wastewater facility.
Gonna say,
You actually have to park outside of the fence.
and there won't be, once we get the new facility in place either.
I'm hoping that they keep their, they've got a road going out back of the facility for their trailers and extra office trailers, shit like that. I'm hoping that there'll be enough room to maneuver around the new building to get out back. And then I'd like to, try to situate like a lean-to type building out there with electricity and be able to park the mower, which is just about underneath the generator that we have right now, our emergency generator. Up at the old town garage. But be able to do like a little lean-to out back and be able to keep everything undercover and situated out back there.
Yeah, I don't, sorry, but I have to wonder if that's gonna require. It's gonna be okay with the Act 250, and might take a local zoning permit.
Yep.
which would easily be come by. I don't know whether Act 250 would care or not. Simple lean-to, right?
Yeah,
Pole barn, pole-
yeah, full barn.
Yeah, I don't know. Have to find
We'll
out,
have to
I
look
guess.
into that.
Yep.
Okay,
Don't build until we make sure.
we're
Yeah.
gonna start building till we know what we gotta do.
Please don't.
Better to beg for forgiveness than it is.
Sometimes,
Yeah, that would
sometimes
be-
that gets you.
That would be okay with some things, but maybe not with this.
That one would not be one of them. So anything else before we move into the executive session thingy?
3 minutes.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yep, got that. Already got the minutes? Comments. This will be corrected. If not, I will take a motion to approve those minutes.
I make that motion.
And a second,
Second,
all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, and then who do we want in that executive session?
Just the board and Mike.
Okay. And I would like to have somebody make the motion to move into executive session to discuss the possible contract with the members of the board and Mike Straight.
You could say interim town manager.
Right, interim town manager.
So moved.
Makes me sound like, oh, well, I'm just special.
So Bruce made the motion, second. I'll second it. All in